finished, it's now staged, and it's about to go on the market. So this property was originally up for 210,000. We got it for 141,000 pounds. We're gonna sell it for over 250, 260, but we will come in over 70,000 pounds plus profit. Oh no, I didn't sell it. Oh no, I'm a bad property investor. I did a genius thing instead. So while I was on with flipping Amasol doing the refurb, at the same time, the Bank of England reduced the interest rates. So I could flip it and still make my money as a flip, or I had the option to put a mortgage on it, pull out all that cash so I can pay back my lender and keep the house. So I had a chat with my mortgage broker, and my mortgage broker got me a mortgage with Aldermore. Now this is a really cool mortgage. So you can see the property's been valued at 250. Now I originally said to flip it, it'd be 250 to 270. What we'd like to sell it for over 250, 260, max I think 270, but we're gonna see what the estate agent says. And when the bank comes and values it, they always value it less for what someone would buy for it. So I'm happy with 250 anyway from the RICS valuer, that's good. So you can see 250 here, there's a property address. Let me show you the really cool thing that happened here. There's my mortgage repayments, look, £760, interest only at 4.59%. I am taking out £198,000. To buy the property, fees, refurb it, every single thing, I think it came to about 190,000 roughly. So I'm about to get all my money back out, all that cash back out of the property, so it can be repaid to my lenders, which is great news. I've then got a property for free. It's got none of my money in it. Now I'm paying £760 a month. My tenant's paying £1,250 to me a month. I'm making passive income every month after paying my mortgage, after paying my letting agent. Didn't flip. What I actually did was called buy, refurb, refinance. Bought cash, refurbed it, put a mortgage on it, pulled that cash out again, and then I can go again. Now, I probably would have flipped this if the interest rates hadn't have come down, because if they hadn't have come down, my monthly mortgage cost would be too much and I wouldn't make the profit. I'm not in buy-to-lets to make £200 a month. It just doesn't make sense to me. I got a 79.48% mortgage, so not 75%, I got to nearly 80% loan to value, which meant I could pull all the money out, get an asset for free, a house for free that's paying me passive income, and that passive income can build to pay for my life. And that's what property investing is all about. So it's always a fine line when you're flipping property, whether you flip it and you sell it off or whether you hold it and have that passive income. As long as you've done your figures, like in the beginning when I was doing Amasol Road, I sat down and I did my figures and I knew it would make me 50 to 100,000 pounds. If say the worst happened and I didn't actually sell the property, I could just mortgage it and pull out the cash that way. You've always got plan A and plan B. And then it comes down to the time. What's happening with interest rates, what mortgages are out there, to whether I sell it or whether I keep it. But this is a beautiful asset I've got in my portfolio. It's worth £250,000. I've not got any of my money in it and it's giving me passive income. So my return on investment is infinite. So my biggest lesson with this whole project, Amasol Road, was where it was. I underestimated the impact of the block of apartments which were over the road from it. Now these block of apartments, a lot of them are rented to social housing, and you've got people in there that like to cause other people problems. During the full refurb of this project, we constantly had problems with people breaking in, people stealing things, and I think going forward in future, I will assess a little bit more carefully the surrounding areas. It's the first project I've ever had this type of problem with. Walking past the building, shouting at the builders, you just don't need that, do you? So I think going forward when I buy properties like this, I will be checking the area more carefully for what it is. So one of the big things that you do need to do when you're doing stuff like this is manage your builder correctly. Most people don't do this. You need a very clear schedule of works that you and your builder will work towards. So you need to know what's happening, when it's happening, and very clearly what your builder needs to do. And what you'll have is a floor plan, you'll have the schedule of works, and your builder's working with that with you. Number two, you have a contract with your builder. The quality it needs to be at, the budget, the timescales, and it talks about stuff like snagging, warranties, etc. You absolutely need that. The reason why you need that is it's legally binding with your builder, so if anything goes wrong, you refer to the contract and you both understand the agreement. And finally, you do stage payments. So what I did with my schedule of works, contract, stage payments, is every single week we'd go and check what the builder's done and we'd send the next payment to the builder. But this is property. Stuff goes wrong all the time. So you need to have a working relationship with your builder, that you're always working for a win-win scenario. I wouldn't fall out with your builder. It's not worth it. What I'd say is I wouldn't withhold money unnecessarily, because that upsets builders and you don't want to have a bad reputation in your town for, being a pain in the arse to work with builders. You want to have a reputation of being a good person to work with. But it all comes down to the planning in the beginning, agreeing in the beginning what needs to happen and how much it's going to cost, and then you just follow the process. And then it's your builder's job to bring in the trades and manage things. And when most people go wrong is they try and do it yourselves. You're not Bob the Builder. Let the professionals do it. The projects that I've interfered with or decided that I'm doing something else with have always gone tits up for me. So I stay out of it now. I don't do any painting, decorating. I don't do any rip outs. I don't put anything in the skip. I leave it all to the builder and his team. And it gets done more professionally, faster, and I don't hold things up. And then I'm not grumpy at the end of the day because I've been on the site after work. So if you're gonna do this and do it professionally, make sure you find property deals where there's enough money you can just fully outsource it to your builder. So I cover this in my book, Flip or Flop. I've got a chapter about working with your builder, how to do it and how to get the refurb in on budget and not overpay for the refurb. So if you've enjoyed this episode, make sure you subscribe to the channel because you don't want to miss an episode, because I'm here to help you build financial freedom through property investing. Let me know what you think of Amasol Road and I'll see you next time.